Hello guys and welcome to Forces Lesson 3. Just to recap, on my YouTube channel Learn Physics I have a playlist NSB Year 10 and I'm putting all the videos on there so you can see Forces 1 and 2 and the videos that were watched with that are there, so if you ever need to go back or you missed out on something you can find it in one place. The assessment that I'm using is Microsoft Forms. So last week you did an assessment. You'll have seen some feedback I sent to you by email because I checked and had a look and see what you got, what scores you got. It was quite an easy task to be fair, but this week you've got two today and you must complete them by Friday, and if you haven't then I will be chasing you up just like I did for about 3 or 4 boys who know about it. And if you don't do it, you don't get the feedback, but you will get the feedback telling you how much you scored. Okay. Today's lesson objectives. I'm going to recap what we did last week. So the first 3 are what we did last week. Knowing what is meant by resultant forces, be able to understand and draw free body diagrams, be able to draw vector diagrams, and then we'll move on to 3 new ones. Know what is meant by work in physics, even though you did that in energy as well as an overlap. Calculate the work done and rearrange the formula. If you're good at that in year 9, you'll find this lesson a bit easy. So starting with the first 3, I left you with a task last week. The task was I showed you how to draw vector diagrams. I attached the sheet. I asked you to either sketch out the diagrams or draw it on the sheet, ideally sketch them out, and you should have done all these. If you've got that to hand, you should have that to hand. If you've done it, you'll be able to put your answers into the forms. If you haven't done it, then you will need to start drawing them out before you do the forms. Okay, so what we're going to do is you will need a pencil, ruler, protractor, because I didn't ask you to calculate angles, but I will do that. So probably best you do them before you start the forms. Can I mention on the forms that it is not how long you spend on it. I can see how long you spend on it. I would expect you to spend a long time if you open it up and start working it out as you're doing it, and that is fine. You're aiming to get full marks. Okay, the link to the form is in Show My Homework. And it looks something like this. Don't forget to put your class in. It will acknowledge who you are. I will be able to see it. I can add it to my mark book, and every week my mark book adds up so I can see how you've done. So please aim to get them all right. Just take your time through it. Okay. The second part of the lesson, you should know what is meant by work, calculate work, and rearrange the formula. So here's a spec which I'd like you to copy in your book. You will notice, if you remember, you did this in Unit 1. It's also in Unit 6, okay? The work done is force times distance, one of the 21 formula that you will need to learn for your GCSE, 23 if you're doing GCSE physics, 21 for combined. You need to learn it and how to use it. So please make a note of that before you go any further. The second part, just knowing that a joule is when 1 Newton causes a distance of 1 meter to be moved. Okay, so you know how to convert them. And that's it in terms of notes. Okay, I've attached this document which I would like you to print out or write out and put in your book and try the calculations. You'll see they're numbered 1 to 15 and they get a little bit harder. I'd like you to try all 15, and when done you sit with your answers and you populate it into another Microsoft Forms in Assessment 2. It'll give me a score and you a score, and I'll instantly be able to see how you've all got on. So that one looks like that. Say it looks the same form, put your class in, put your answers in, 15 this one, and I will give you feedback on Friday. I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody doing it, and hopefully everybody can get in maximum marks. There's a couple of tricky questions in there. Please don't be caught out. Okay, that's it for lesson 3. Hopefully by now I'll have spoken to you, or if not, I'm going to engage with you on a Teams meeting today, and hopefully I'll get a chance to chat in small groups and see how you're getting on. And look out for the next work, which is on Friday.